Hello, everybody. I'm Sophia Parola with Garden State Film Festival, and here with me is Rob Ciano, filmmaker. He has made the feature film 29. Rob, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing really good. I'm really excited to talk about 29. Before we do, I'd love for you to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your film.
Sure. Great. Well, my name is Rob Ciano. I'm a filmmaker from New Jersey. This is actually my second feature film. 29 is my second feature film. I just released my first feature called Shimmer, which is a mystery thriller. Are You Afraid of the Light? That is available right now on streaming and at Walmart. But right now, I'm here to talk to you about 29, which is the new film premiering at Garden State Film Festival. Very excited about that. For a couple of reasons. One being that it takes place in Asbury Park, which is where the festival takes place. So that's very exciting. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I mean, I love that. I am not from Asbury, but I only live like 30 minutes from there, always there. So watching the film, I was just like, oh my gosh, Porto. It was amazing just to bring it home. And obviously, it will be streaming at Garden State Film Festival, which will be happening in Asbury. So, first question for you, how does it feel being accepted into Garden State Film Festival and watching this film in Asbury Park? It's like full circle. Like, how's that going to feel?
It is completely full circle. I mean, really, the film was described by somebody who watched an early cut as a love letter to Asbury Park, which it very much is. This film is not only shot in Asbury Park, taking place in Asbury Park. It uses all Asbury Park music. All of the music in the film are local Asbury Park musicians or people local to New Jersey or the shore area. And as you said, it just, all these great locations. It's more appropriate than anything for it to premiere at the Garden State Film Festival because, I mean, even the festival locations, we have scenes in the festival locations, which is insane. So it's really, it's definitely a full circle experience. I'm really excited to be able to show the film at the Garden State Film Festival. Also because there's a lot of people that come from other places. And one reason that I wanted to make this movie and really specify that it's from here is because so many movies take place in Los Angeles. They take place in other places. You don't really see too many films that take place in New Jersey. And also you don't see too many films that are, even if they take place somewhere, they're probably shot in Los Angeles or Toronto. So even the look of the film is I was very excited to be able to shoot it on location here, and to premiere it here is even more appropriate and exciting.
Absolutely. And I mean, so my first question also is how did you get permission from all of these places? We see Porta, we see Wonder Bar. I mean, so many of these familiar places that are so well known in Asbury. Like if you're from Asbury, obviously you know this. It definitely is a love letter to Asbury. How did the location scouting and getting permission go?
So it was really just personal conversations with the people. Some of the locations are drive-by shots of exteriors, which, I was just happy to be able to promote these places in Asbury Park that I love to be. But also, for example, we shoot a scene at Lola's European Cafe. I met with the owner and just explained what I was doing. I have this passion project. It's all about Asbury Park. I want to feature these Asbury Park locations. And would you be open to us coming in here, one day when you're closed and we can film a scene? And there was a lot of support from, the different establishments and the different people in town. Everyone's really, was just really excited to have us come in and tell a story here.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy that they allowed that to happen because all of Asbury too, all of their places are so unique inside, and you really, I mean, you really did give that love letter. You really saw all the aesthetics and the beautiful parts of Asbury inside this film. So another thing that was phenomenal were your cast. How did you find these amazing actors, especially the two leads that really led the whole film?
Sure. Well, another great thing about New Jersey is there are a lot of talented people in this area. Most of the cast came from New Jersey specifically. Our lead female, Daly, our lead woman, Daly, is Ava Serene Portman. She now lives in Los Angeles, but she was living in just outside of Asbury Park. I worked with her previously on another project, and I knew that she was incredibly talented, and I I felt that she could, handle the lead role of a film, and indeed, I think she knocked it out of the park. And then for our lead male, the character of Jeff, that's Philip Andre Botello. Really just lucky to work with him. He has, done some other projects in the past. He's worked with actors like Jesse Eisenberg. He's a really, he is from Los Angeles, but he sent in an audition tape when he read the description of the film, and he, I guess, connected to the source material and was really excited to be a part of it. He flew out here, and shot the film with us, and it was great. It was great to work with him. It was great to work with Ava. They had such great chemistry together. And then our other supporting cast, the character of Sarah is a friend of mine. I mean, these are just talented people that I know. I want to be able to, show off talented friends that I have.
No, you absolutely do. And you mentioned the chemistry. The chemistry between them was amazing, and also comedic. The way they played their characters, so natural. It was so relatable. And I'd love to ask you about writing these characters. I mean, they were very relatable. You have that, without giving anything away, obviously they have that chemistry, but just what they are going through individually is also really relatable. So how did you write these characters and this whole script?
Sure. This idea had been kicking around in my head for a few years, as I was approaching the age of 30. And when I had reached the age of 30, I kind of was thinking about the fact that a lot of the traditional signifiers of adulthood that my generation was taught to expect and experience didn't exactly happen for me, and didn't exactly happen for a lot of people that I knew. So I had this idea of a character, turning 30 is really, that's a major milestone, and that you can kind of be in your 20s and still feel like you're young, a kid and whatever. But like once you hit 30, this I feel like there's a cultural expectation, and there's a weight that comes along with that, and it's really like that's when you're leaving. That's a real signifier. And I thought about a film where two characters reach that age, and they're not really sure if they're adults, because they didn't reach any of these cultural milestones, and they aren't, they really haven't made any major decisions. So it's this question of, am I living a life that I actually want to be living right now? And that's really where a lot of these kind of discussions in the film came up. And the natural things about, like, one character is dealing with some debt, one character is dealing with a really tough situation at work, and they're not really sure how to approach it because they haven't really had to have those kind of tough discussions before. So it really grew out of that idea of just like, what happens when someone's not sure if they're an adult at an age when they clearly should be acting like an adult.
Yes, which couldn't be more relatable. I mean, I related to each aspects of both of those characters without even being that age. Just it really great job in writing those characters. Great job to the actors who performed them. What was the filming process like? When did you guys start filming? What led to being it here at Garden State?
Absolutely. We actually shot, I started writing this script, and we shot this movie in 2020. And I wrote it to shoot
Wow.
during the pandemic. I wrote the scenes so that we would have few cast members on set, and few, because this was done at a time when we still had to have fewer than 10 people in one location, which, if you look at the film, there's some interesting things that we did with that. For example, we have a scene in a packed bar with a band, which
The
we
Foes
shot.
of Fern,
The
which
Foes
is
of Fern.
awesome. They were in the festival last year, by the way. Shout out to them. Sorry to
Yes,
interrupt, but it was
absolutely.
very cool.
So we shot this scene with the Foes of Fern, and we make it look like there's a full packed bar, but including our crew, we had fewer than 10 people in the Saint at any point in time. So, that's just clever editing and interesting things. So yeah, I mean, I started writing this probably midway through 2020, and then we shot the film in I guess November and December of 2020, and spent 2021 in the editing process, and getting all of that, the whole story put together. Yeah.
Oh my, congratulations. That's so amazing. And I can't believe that you made that seem like a full packed bar, because I would have never guessed. I love hearing that
Yes.
background story.
Movie
Wow.
magic.
So you wore many hats in this film. You did it successfully. You also said you have another film in Walmart, which is a totally different genre, which is really cool. So I'd love to ask you some advice you have for other filmmakers who want to do what you're doing.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I think the biggest piece of advice that I have is just do it. Like do it at whatever level you can with whatever equipment that you have. If you have a smartphone, you can make a movie with your smartphone. Um, you know, I would say do whatever you can. I mean, pick a direction. If you want to be a director, find some actors to work with. If you want to be a writer, just write anything. It doesn't matter. Just write anything, literally anything. If you want to be a cinematographer, go out there with your phone, or if you have a camera, go out there with your camera, or if you have neither, go out there and just make a little like square with your hands and look through it and see what looks interesting. Read books, read as many books on the topic that you are interested in as you can. I have read 30, 35, 40 books on filmmaking. Just, I mean, any step that you take in the direction that you want to be going in is going to be a good step to take. So if it's something that you're invested in and you're interested in, do it. Just, at whatever level you can.
I love that. I love that advice. I love the passion that you obviously have for filmmaking and telling people to just do it, because that is a huge step. I mean, the difference between a lot of people and what you did is you just did it, and you did it very, very well. But that's great advice. So I'm really happy to hear that.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, somebody asked me one time a similar question, and they wanted to be a director, and they said, when do I start, figuring this out? And I said, well, do you want to start being a director today, or do you want to start being a director in 5 years when somebody finally asks if you want to be one? Mm-hmm. Start being a better director today, practice it now.
I love that. I hope everybody is listening to that advice. I hope everyone checks out 29. It's an amazing feature film. You could see many wonderful parts of Asbury in Asbury
Park.
And shout out to Asbury.
Park shirt on.
If we didn't know, yeah, Rob knows Asbury.
Yeah. I'm familiar with the locale. Yeah.
So you can check out 29 premiering at the Garden State Film Festival Sunday, March 27th at the Jersey Shore Arts Center, 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. Between that block, you can check out 29. Rob, will you be there?
I will be there. I will be there.
Gosh, awesome.
So will much of our cast and crew. So it's going to be a really good time.
Okay, awesome. They can meet the filmmaker and meet a bunch of the cast and crew. It sounds amazing. Congratulations, and thank you so much for making a film and submitting it to Garden State and being here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.